them all. Can you believe it? We are at the finale of 12 months of Disney dinners, and I've saved one of my favorite German fairy tales for last. And since I speak German, I thought we'd have a little fun with this intro. Sie schauen the Rose Table Disney Dinners Schneewittchen oder Snow White an. Heute Nacht haben wir ein deutsches Abendessen. Jakob-Muscheln-Salat, Wurst mit Käsespätzle und Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte, die natürlich im Schwarzwald servieren sind. Haben Sie Hunger? And now, it's off to work we go. Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to work we go. I wanted Snow White to look like dinner in the Black Forest or the Enchanted Forest, which is why I wanted to do Snow White in December so I could use real Christmas trees. And I actually used the trimmings from those Christmas trees to tuck behind my Fairytale signs. I had this fantastic decor. I didn't buy any of this for Snow White. This was already in my house because I always joke that my house is kind of Fairytale chic in its decor. And I tucked the greenery around, and then the side tables is one of my favorite side tables with those woodland vibes. And check this out, a poison apple spell book. Are you kidding me? Everyone had a ball taking selfies with my castle mirror, which I've actually owned for years. All right, let's talk about the table. I used a forest green tablecloth that I folded into a runner because I could not find the runner that I wanted. I actually used branches on the table. There's exactly 7, one branch for each of the 7 dwarves. And then for the table setting, I used real wood chargers. These are actually real wood slices that have been treated to be chargers. Thanks, Dad, for making those for me. I, of course, had to have a bowl full of apples. Apples are a huge running theme in Snow White. Then I also used a sprig of rosemary from my garden and tucked into a forest green napkin tied with a happily ever after ribbon. And everybody pointed out later, you'll hear them talking about the mushrooms. They loved the mushrooms on the table. I shouldn't play favorites with Disney dinners tables, especially because every month I say, this is my favorite dinner. But this table really is not only one of my favorite Disney dinner tables, but also one of my favorite tablescapes I've ever done. My dining room still looks like this and will probably look like this for until the new year, because I think that it totally works through the holiday season, the woodland vibes. I love it. For my Snow White cocktail, I shook up the fairest cocktail of them all. This is so easy to make and so beautiful with its little sugar rim. This is just Frangelico, vanilla vodka, and half. That is it. And honestly, I feel like this is the most rose table cocktail because if I want to celebrate or I want to treat myself in the evening, I usually make a dessert style cocktail like this. So I knew I wanted to do this very early because this is just a very me cocktail. For the first course, I served a scallop salad. This is baby spinach with sesame seeds, tomatoes, a white wine vinaigrette, and scallops, which are really not difficult to cook. Just make sure you brought them to room temperature and let a pan get screaming hot. Toss a little butter in there and sear 2 minutes aside. They have such a great texture. And then you just want to hit that with a little squeeze of lemon. It's super fast, impressive starter for your guests and actually very German. For the main course, I served a sausage flight and Käsespätzle. Käsespätzle is one of my all-time favorite German dishes. It's basically a homemade egg noodle casserole layered with cheese and onions and, well, let me explain. Okay, so this is our Spätzle maker. I'm so excited. So we have our dough, very easy egg noodle dough, and you just butter the Spätzle maker. We're gonna boil some water and we're basically layering the noodles that we're about to make with caramelized onions. These have been going since like 4 p.m. with some Gruyere cheese and some Butterkäse. And then we're gonna sprinkle a little parsley on top, and that is it. And it's the best dish ever. The dough comes together so quickly. It's basically flour, salt, a little nutmeg, eggs, and milk, and you just beat it until it's smooth. Then you want to boil water just like you're making pasta. Spoon half the batter into the Spätzle maker, and then you just move it back and forth. It's so fun to do, and the Spätzle just falls down in irregular patterns into the water and only takes 2 minutes to cook. This is seriously one of the most fun things I have ever done in the kitchen. It's way more fun than making pasta. So then you want to throw your cooked noodles into a buttered casserole dish,
sprinkle on your onions and your cheese, and you just repeat the process and throw it in the oven for 10 minutes at 350. You're basically just melting the cheese and then it's ready to go. And I'm telling you what, guys, this will knock your socks off. It's so good, and it's way easier than American style mac and cheese, in my opinion. Just make sure that you submerge the Spätzle maker in water so that it will be easier to clean. That's a very important tip. But do not be afraid of making homemade Spätzle. I can't believe it took me so many years to do this. It's amazing. So let's talk about the sausage flight. I cooked up 4 different kinds of sausage, arranged them on a platter with herbs, chopped apples, and sauerkraut, and served with some mustard. That's it. Such an easy, entertaining idea.
Who's ready for sausage?
So fun fact, this was the only Disney dinner with all women, and we kept giggling that we were eating sausage. And let me tell you what, no sausage joke was left unsaid. But it was really such a fun, entertaining idea. Really, the Käsespätzle was the star, and then we just grilled up some sausages, sliced them into smaller pieces so everyone could try everything. And it was quick and easy and so fun. For dessert, I of course had to serve Black Forest cake with an actual chocolate forest on top. Repeat after me, Black Forest cake is German. German chocolate cake is not German. It has nothing to do with the country of Germany, but Black Forest cake absolutely does. This is Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte. I actually baked up 3 layers of my favorite dark chocolate cake and then brushed on a cherry simple syrup to really give it that kirsch flavor. Then I layered with almond whipped cream and real black cherries. Now, a lot of American Black Forest cakes have maraschino cherries, and if that's your thing, fine, but I went with the true German black cherries. They are so good. These were soaked overnight in kirsch, and man, oh man, I just could not get enough of these cherries. I'm so pleased because all my guests kept talking about how light this cake seemed. I cut enormous slices for us, and everybody ate their entire slice and their chocolate trees, and I even had a special surprise during dessert. I was determined to end Disney dinners the same way that you end a day at Disneyland, with fireworks over my dining room table. You are currently looking at my dining room ceiling. If you look close, you can see my chandelier hanging when the fireworks lighted up. I used Atmos FX digital decorating kit. This is a projector that comes with a ton of Halloween and Christmas projections, some of them that are super spooky and just amazing. But my favorite, of course, is the fireworks. This is part of the Celebrations Party Time Pack. It's so easy. You literally plug in the projector, you download your fireworks, throw it on a USB, plug it right in, select it, and boom, you have fireworks on your ceiling. This is the most magical thing I have ever seen. It was just so epic, and I could not even wait to show you guys. And please imagine when you wish upon a star while you are watching this, because that's what it was like for us at Disney dinners. Snow White.
So Kat is one of my very best friends, and this is her first Disney dinner because she's worked every other Disney dinner. So what did you think?
I loved it. I just love all the details that went into everything, like just the whole spread with the flowers and the mushrooms and the trees. It really felt like I was in an enchanted forest.
Snow White is definitely one of the most well-known classic Disney films. Snow White, when you think of her, you think of the forest, right? Because that's where her dwarves were, that's where her prince finds her, and when you walked in this evening, it was the forest you saw. I mean, you look and you have the sprigs and, you know, then the red roses play off the greenery.
This is very near and dear to my heart. I studied German, of course, in college. I speak German. I read all of the original German Grimm's fairy tales in their original German. And so I've been the most excited to do Snow White.
Classic Disney.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was kind of blown away.
Yay!
I've seen all the pictures and the videos of the other ones, but yeah, seeing it firsthand was a totally different experience, and it was really fun.
You rewatched Snow White and everything just to get all the little details, and I think that's what makes the Rose Table so special, is that a lot of people don't realize how much effort, research, and like time and dedication that you put into all of your dinners. But I just loved all the details, and like the food was amazing.
I could not get enough of the sauerkraut and the sausage. I mean, every single one was better than the last.
Loved the table and everything, and the food was phenomenal.
I love desserts. I was like all about the Black Forest cake.
My favorite part, I have to say though, was the fireworks. I have been waiting for the fireworks for so long. I figured that out actually after Princess and the Frog, which was the second Disney dinner, and this is the 12th one. So I've been really excited to do that, and I kept just like choking up. I was looking at all of you over the candlelight under the fireworks. It was just so magical.
Visit therosetable.com to see all 12 Disney dinners and stay tuned next month for a very special Disney Dinners Encore event, My Cinderella Ball.